Green flags are out and we are underway, and they're beating and banging. They're sideways on the front stretch.
Yeah, that sort of, you could see it coming. Rob Twitchett got a raw into that deal. I'm not sure what Newell's going to wind up doing because he's going to come up on the back straightaway. So that didn't work out all that bad for Newell. Twitchett is half a lap behind. Sometimes, we said, you lift, you lose. And neither of them lifted, and we've got one around again to the other Newell.
Well, now, Tim Newell, Matt Newell, and the 2 and the 26 having problems here on this very first lap. I don't know how he stayed green on the drop of the first green flag.
So we've got them mixing up under yellow, and that's the nice thing. If you miss what happens on the racetrack, you just look at where the drivers go under yellow and you'll see who they're mad at, and you can start to piece things together that way, because there was just too much going on the start of that race to understand where we should be watching. So we've got drivers being sent to the rear. We're going to see a replay, and there you see Twitchett going up the track, squeezes Jeremy May and Newell together. And then when you go into turn number 1 and you're on the wrong side of the concrete, you're just basically screwed. And then we saw Kyle Wirt make some contact with the 2 and Newell and put Newell around in the 2 machine. Doug Leonard doesn't miss a whole lot from up here in his perch.
So we did manage to complete 1 lap in this 15-lap feature event for the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks. Still to come after this one, it's the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Car A-Main 20 laps to conclude tonight's program. Again, brought to you by the Rochester Nighthawks. Don't forget to be back here next Friday night. 7:30 is race time. Between 6 and 7 again will be our Racers Marketplace to get some of your favorite drivers' souvenirs. Next Friday night, starting at 6 o'clock until 7. 7:30 is race time. Brought to you by Burger Barn, and it's the first of 2 nights with the Kids Race program, brought to you by MMBO Direct Marketing. Our friends there at MMBO bring us the Kids Race events at different tracks across Ontario. It'll be the first of 2 nights here at Ohsweken in support of the Canadian National Autism Foundation. That's next Friday night. It's also Wall of Fame night. So a big night next Friday night, 7:30 start time, and all of our divisions in action.
We should probably start that show at about 7:15 just to get through all the things you just said that we have to. That's a mouthful.
And I didn't even mention who all the Wall of Fame inductees are.
Well, don't ruin the surprise. Doubling up the field. And I'm not sure what's happened to the attention span of the average Joe, because I'm sitting here, I enjoy watching the mini stocks race. I've got timing and scoring up on my computer from Mohawk International Raceway, where the Empire Super Sprints are about to go green. Why isn't it just enough to enjoy the show that's in front of you?
We are a weird society now, aren't we?
I would say.
Checking statuses, comments.
There's a lot to keep up with.
Is Doug coming to Buxton tomorrow? We're being told no.
I believe Doug will be at Flamborough Speedway tomorrow night. Not at Buxton. We're going to go green out of turn number 4. Keep one eye on Newell in the 26 and Rob Twitchett in the 69. I think there's still some hard feelings going on back there.
See how that unfolds here with 14 laps left to go for the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks. Kyle McKenzie unfurls the green flag, and they're 3 wide again in behind leader Longboat.
Oh, and DeBoer in the 23 did not come up to speed at the back. Everybody fans out and gets around him without incident.
They go down the backstretch. I'm just trying to keep my eye on the Newell Twitchett scenario, and meanwhile it's 3 wide there for a moment for the lead off the corner. Tim DeBoer to the top of the board in the 9.
Tim DeBoer up in front. I mean, he is way to the outside of the racetrack.
Gets a good run down the hill and down the backstretch, putting Longboat back into second. That's Paul Longboat in the 188.
DeBoer to the outside of Newell to the outside of Twitchett. And yeah, he got squeezed up into the wall. Had to check up a little bit there.
Oh, there was a close call. Bobby Tolton still fighting the handling on the 13 car, and he nearly got into the 222 of Nick Massey off of corner 4. Tolton still trying to hold on. He's sideways in corner 2.
That's like an obstacle course he's running out there in the 13 machine. He's going to check up a little bit to the outside. I think he's getting out of harm's way. Oh, don't get up too high because Jason Dixon just spun out in turn 4.
Right rear flat for last week's Performer of the Week, June8th Toddy now, as he will need to take it to the pit area. Caution flag comes out for Jason Dixon, and June8th Toddy will take the car to the pits, as will Bobby Tolton. Not a big surprise there. Tim DeBoer, the leader in the 9, and there's Jason Dixon coming to a rest to the outside of corner 4.
See, when you get to the end of a race season, you sometimes look back and you see certain points that really made or broke your season. I think June8th Toddy in the 15 is going to look back fondly at that yellow flag, because the yellow did not come out for him, but he is not going to lose a lap if he can go change a tire. And yeah, Jason Dixon got up the racetrack, got clipped by the Jansen 66, and comes to rest on the outside of turn 4. So if we see June8th Toddy manage to get back on the racetrack without losing a lap, he might look back at this night and say, yeah, that was the night that really helped us, because I didn't lose most of my race.
It seems early in the season and that those things don't matter, but the points that are paid out on championship night are the same points paid out tonight, and you need them all season long.
So Tim DeBoer in the 9 car leads the way. The 46 of Wade Thorne is second. Paul Longboat in the 188 is third. Dale Millard having a good run in that number 3. He runs in the 4th position. 5th is Jeremy May in the 16J. 6th is Nick Massey in the 222. 7th is the 60 of Martin Schroeder. 8th, the 96T of Tyler LaFontaise.
Oh, guys, kind of off topic, but I keep getting notifications from other types of fans watching different things. How about a shout out to our good buddy Stuart Friesen, won the pole at tonight's truck race in Texas with an Camping World Trucks. And to stage 1, he's running in the top 3 still, guys. So from all your dirt fans, Stewie, go get it.
Absolutely. Stewie is on his way. So we still haven't seen June8th Toddy in the 15. Bobby Tolton made it back out.
Well, they came cooking through the pits at him, and not sure what was wrong with Toddy. He will tag the back end of the field, and we won't have an issue here. Good work by the Toddy crew. We're green once again.
I'm not sure if Jeremy May is going to like what he's going to hear over the radio. He got a good start there on Paul Longboat, and I believe Doug Leonard's having to talk to him.
We will see what happens there. June8th Toddy as well sort of blended in halfway through the field instead of letting them all go by. So we'll let the officials deal with that, and we'll look at the race on the track. And that has Wade Thorne out in front of Dale Millard in the 3 and Tim DeBoer in the 9.
Here they come across the stripe, completing lap 5. 10 laps left to go here for the HRW Automotive Mini Stocks. Wade Thorne is the leader. Sideways goes Dale Millard in front of the field. He was running 3rd. And also doing the same as Fabio Olivieri, and man, he gets creamed twice. And that will bring out the caution as the Kubota number 16 is missing the front end.
And then a slow motion T-bone for
Drops
Fabio Olivieri.
The window net, and if he could rip the steering wheel off and throw it, I'm sure he would right now.
It's been a challenging season for Fabio.
Tim Jamison gets into the door, but that was the least of his troubles. It was the nose clip that he got, and Dustin DeBoer, I believe, was the one that made the contact as you see him smoking going into the pit area, the right front, with a puff of smoke coming out of that car.
Oh, we need to talk about this too, Greg. We're going to see a replay first, so if you're not watching online, we're sorry. But Dale Millard spun to the inside of turn number 2. Yeah, they sort of, the other mishap, they sort of missed their focus on Dale Millard.
Well, guys, down here in turn 2, Tim Jamison just needs a push off. He thinks he'll be able to go. And then as far as Fabio Olivieri, nose cone tore off that one. He took it back to the pits. Now he would be able to return. I'll be surprised if he does with no nose cone, but he is eligible to make a return.
Hey,
And
Clint.
the other thing I just want to touch, we talked about Shot of Toddy not blending into the right spot. He's got to go back to the longest, tail of the longest line.
And that's a good call, for sure. Clint, Rich Schwarzenberg has a question for you on the broadcast. Which one of these cars will collect the $200 bonus for Oshwegan drivers at Sunday's Stock Car Nationals at Flamborough Speedway? So if you're not aware, there's a big race going on Sunday at Flamborough. Super stocks, mini stocks, pure stocks.
Well, Adam, they were trying to put together a deal there, and I couldn't help but jump on the bandwagon. We do a lot of advertising here. So for the best one of these cars, I mean, if I had to guess, Bobby Tolton is an asphalt guy who's been in both of these events, and I know he had talked about possibly being there. I'm not sure who else would make the trip, but I'd have to say Bobby Tolton and what they've affectionately called that 13 car the Vanilla Gorilla.
Well,
and I asked him what's the story behind that. It's always great, Adam, when you see the guys who parked it for a bit and came back. So I managed to catch him at the signing. I said, Bobby, thanks for coming back. We appreciate being here, but I got to know what's the story on the Vanilla Gorilla. He said when he bought the car, it was a drift car, and it was on the window, it said Vanilla Gorilla, and it was literally driven by a huge guy who called himself the Vanilla Gorilla. So
I kind of like that
that's
name.
the story on the Bobby Tolton 13. They've named the car the Vanilla Gorilla, or kept the name, I should say.
Fabio Oliveri makes it back on the racetrack in his number 16 machine. Good to see the crew was able to get that work done.
You were called Vanilla Buble tonight, Adam.
I was trying to work that in. When I hear Gorilla, I think Gorilla Monsoon. He was
Same.
great.
He had a position named after him.
And Billy Red Lions. Don't you dare miss it.
For the Canadian Nationals, I'd say Jillian Hills. I would assume she's going to run at Flamborough, will she not?
I would think so.
Good call, good call. I did forget about Jillian. I would suspect she's probably wasn't Twitchett a former Flamborough runner back in the day? So, I don't know. Lots of options out there. Good luck to everybody on Sunday, but we got action going on here. Green again, off into one they go.
The field fans out down the front straightaway into turn number one. Nick Mazzy with a great run on the inside, but look at the run on the high side for Wade Thorne and Tim DeBoer.
And they're 4 wide behind the top 3. May on the bottom. Schroeder in the middle along with LaFontaine and Jamieson. Here they come off this 4th corner. The lead battle up front, though, is getting interesting. DeBoer to the inside of Thorne.
DeBoer was all but pushing Thorne down the front straightaway. Peels off to the inside, down into the corner, and they'll race side by side down the backstretch.
Apologize, back there just outside of the top 5. That is Paul Longbow, not Tim Jamieson. As it's side by side for the lead, Thorne and DeBoer, Nick Massey right there. The top 3 have broken away from that TMR Racing number 96T of Tyler LaFontaine, who's 4th, and Jeremy May 5th.
Adam, just watch how DeBoer is crowding him right up to the outside. Thorne wants to get back towards the middle, but DeBoer pushing him right up on the outside.
Man, oh man, there's a couple of character bumps between 3 and 4 that are really causing these drivers some mayhem out there.
8 laps complete in this one, 7 to go. In this HRW Automotive Mini Stock feature, Tim DeBoer leads. Oh, troubles. Wade Thorne slow off of corner number 2, and he is drifting away from the top 2.
Andy Rickman got up off the racetrack. He had to just about stop to get back on the track, and you're right, Wade Thorne back to 3rd, and he's going backwards farther than that.
Here comes Jeremy May up behind him with a head of steam. He's going to have to go around the outside of Thorne, and Schroeder's in the mix as well. Something definitely wrong for the 46 as he plummets now through the running order.
Well, when you're down a cylinder in a 4-cylinder car, there's not much left, but it just looks dog slow in the straightaways, but he doesn't look to be slow in the corners.
Out in front, Tim DeBoer looking for his first career HRW Automotive Mini Stock feature win. Now troubles up in corner number 1, and the caution flag will fly another time as we've got Jeremy May, who was having a great run here tonight, coming to a rest up in the hay bales in corner 1. He'll get the car back under power with 5 laps left to go, but we'll see if he makes the right-hand turn to the pits or the left down the bank. He'll stay going.
Did you guys see with the line he was running, almost like a sprint car, right up on the upper lip, and the same thing that can befall them, jumped up and grabbed Jeremy May and pulled that 16 right up onto the flat apron. And that's what happens when you dance with the top. Sometimes you stub your toe, boys.
Another good call for the race at Flamborough, pointed out on Facebook, Wade Thorne.
Yeah, Wade Thorne would be a good call. Word from the Tolton pit is that Bobby will not be racing at Flamborough.